Kindly bring us up to speed on what is happening on ground. Where are you? Have you started your way towards KICC?
I was at the Harambee house where the Ministry of Interior offices are located, but the Deputy President-elect, that is Kithure Kindiki, is yet to get to that area, but you're going to be following to just see what is going to be happening. But just like I had told you, is that later on he is going to be walking from the Harambee house to the KICC, where he's going to be sworn in as the third deputy president. But of course, just like you can see, there are so many Kenyans who have made their way here at the KICC, ready for this ceremony that is going to be starting at around 10 a.m. And from where I sit, I can see so many members of parliament. And some few minutes ago, while I was here on standby, I saw the member of parliament, Kibwezi West, arrive at this area. Remember, Mwengi Mutuse is the legislator, the Kibwezi West legislator, who brought a motion to impeach Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, from the office, just to remove him from office by way of impeachment. And so definitely he was applauded when he arrived here by the members of parliament who had here waiting for the ceremony to officially start. And he was actually welcomed here by with a lot of or rather applause by members of parliament. And from where I am standing, I can see several of them. I want to just engage them and hear what they have to say concerning this day. I can see the member of parliament for Langata, also member of parliament for Kadara, and also member of parliament Dagoretti South. I want just to have a feel of what they feel about the day, their expectations. I want to start first with the member of parliament. Yes, the chairman, he's also a member of parliament. You're going to be engaging him. Let me start with Mheshimiwa Jalas from Langata. This is a historic day as we see the third deputy president being sworn into office. What's your expectations?
Of course, yes. This is a manifestation of what our constitution is all about democracy and all. It's a big day, and this has never happened. This actually part of the constitution has never been evoked in any other day. So it's an historic day. It's happening for the first time, and it's going to be a very, very good day.
So, of course, Deputy President-elect, who is going to be now the third Deputy President, is going to be taking over. And there is a lot that is expected of him, maybe from where you sit. What do you think some of the things that you are looking forward to see from the new Deputy President?
The Deputy President is a symbol of national unity, just like the President is. We expect him to unite the whole country and work together and very closely with the President. That's all we need, nothing much.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Jalas. And also I have Anthony Oluoch here. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa. And it's a historic day, just like I told Mheshimiwa Jalas here. And Kenyans are looking forward to a new era of Kithure Kindiki. You as a member of parliament here in Nairobi County, maybe what are your expectations?
First of all, thank you. And just to pick from the issue about the historicness of this, it is historic in many ways. First of all, it's a first impeachment under the 2010 Constitution. It will be studied as a case study of the fact that impeachment is a political process. It will be studied as a case study in law schools on how the courts handle this case in terms of a political process vis-a-vis the legal process. A political process can only be handled by political institution. What remains for the courts is to check a review of the propriety of the processes and the fairness of the trial. And I think in fairness, after having made this possible for the impeachment and the swearing in to take place, the Deputy President still has a chance in court. Not so that he can be reinstated, but so that he can vindicate himself in terms of, was he given a fair process? He still has, and that's why the court said yesterday that they are not short of remedies. He may yet be saved from future barments or being bad to run as president. In terms of Professor Kithure Kindiki, my expectations are that he will move quickly to try and bring the country together. The country had been polarized in terms of political parties, in terms of tribe. The mountain itself had been polarized. I expect him to speak the language of Kenya. The one Kenya, one people, not my mountain, not my people, not my tribe, not my this. He's a professor of law. I expect that having been the CS for Interior, he will bring into this office, one, fidelity. I think a deputy president under the Constitution, other than the fact that it is said he will deputize, must bring absolute loyalty and help the president to unify as opposed to trying to divide the country. I expect that being a professor of law, he will bring to the table adherence to the rule of law and especially court orders. This I hope that he will bring to the table, and we hope that we will be able to find now a united presidency where we can focus more now on development other than division and politics.
And of course, we are talking about also a broad-based government, and some of the issues that faced the former deputy president was that he was not in support of the broad-based government. What's your reaction and what's your expectations in matters to do with the broad-based government as Kithure Kindiki comes into office? Do you feel and do you think he will be able to handle this issue that has been thorny in some way?
First of all, I think Professor Kithure Kindiki is a very measured man. The little that I have known about him, we have not been on the same political divide ever since Uhuru's first term and even now. We are now in the broad-based. I expect that he will embrace it. But I need to add that this is a morphing, changing political construct. We are still in the opposition. I, for one, would like to say that we will continue to check government, but I expect that his boss made a decision to embrace and open up government so that it will be national in outlook, what they now call broad-based. I myself call it come we stay. Come we stay because in the process we will try to define the tenets and the principle and how it will operate. But along the way, I hope, and knowing that Professor Kithure Kindiki is the measured man that he is, he has not shown up to this particular moment that he has any reservation on the political decision that his boss, His Excellency William Ruto, took, and I think he will help him to try and create synergy, not only with the people who are adopted in government, but also all regions of Kenya in terms of having a broad-based Kenyan people, Kenyan government.
Right. Thank you very much, a Member of Parliament for Mathare, Anthony Oluoch, and now I have Member of Parliament for Dagoretti South, Mheshimiwa John Kiarie, and you are a member of the United Democratic Alliance, that's UDA. And if today is sworn in as the third deputy, then definitely he's going to be replacing Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy party leader of the UDA party. Now, what are we looking forward to when it comes to matters to do with the politics of the UDA party? Are we going to see a vibrant deputy party leader in terms of UDA politics? Of course, we know there has been a back and forth in the party.
Well, you've also got to remember that the Honorable Deputy President-elect is intricately intertwined with UDA. If you remember, he's one of the very founding members of the party UDA. And even at the time of the election, you remember he was designated the role of heading the campaign infrastructure, in the sense that he ended up being the chief agent for the party. But most importantly, parties run for office so that they are able to execute a manifesto. And if you remember, the UDA manifesto, which ended up being the Kenya Kwanza plan, was one that was built bottom-up, literally. If you remember, this was the party that went around the country, went to made 47 stops in every single county of this country, sat down with people, business people, people in enterprise, people in agriculture, people in all manner of sectors of industry, and ultimately signed charters with them. Came and signed charters with the youth, the women, and the people who are marginalized, and the people living and the people with disability. All these charters are what were distilled into the Kenya Kwanza plan. And this becomes the priority of what the party wants to execute. It is to execute this manifesto, because within that manifesto, there is transformation. And as you can see, even in a year and a half of just execution of that manifesto, the core issues that were there in 2022, key among them being 1, debt distress, and 2, the cost of living, are starting to be alleviated. When you look at the debt distress, Kenya was able to honor all its commitments last year. And up to date, Kenya is up to date in its commitments. Very heavy debt commitments. Secondly, the issue of cost of living. It was an agenda in the campaign. Today, the cost of unga, you can see where it has come from. From the high of 270, now you can get unga at 110 at an ordinary shop, but you can also get it at lower as even 90 shillings. You look at the cost of fuel, it has consistently been going down. If you look at the inflation rate, from a high of 9% to now a low of 3.6%. You are at a time when the economy is reforming. So I would imagine that the biggest agenda that the Honorable Kindiki has to do is to fill a gap where the government agenda had slackened within the presidency, whereby politics took center stage and delivery took a backseat.
Right. Before I ask you another question, I can see from far the presidential entourage is making its way into this into the Nairobi County from the State House.
The deputy entourage first, and then the president.
Yes, I can see he has left the State House, and I think the deputy president's entourage will be leaving Harambee House just close here. But my question, my final question, Mheshimiwa KJ, of course, in 2022, we understand that Kithure Kindiki had more votes in terms of the running mate's position. Now, finally, he has taken it up. He is now the new deputy. What will you make of that? Is it that now it's a dream fulfilled maybe for the president, William Ruto, who wanted to pick him as running mate maybe and decided to take Rigathi Gachagua?
No, I would not say that. I would not say that. You would remember that after the decision was made on who should be the running mate for UDA, everybody rallied around the deputy president position. But that is not even what's important. What's important is the journey that we have traveled from those very 5-long negotiation days in Karen. You remember the ones that culminated in the announcement of the deputy president then. It is to take account of what has happened since that very sunny Saturday morning, all the way to where we are today. What has been tested has not even just been individuals. What has been tested are the institutions of this country. That even the framers of the Constitution Kenya 2010 envisaged a situation like what we have gone through. The Parliament has been tested. The Senate has been tested. These matters were escalated to the highest points of seeking restitution, all the way to the High Court. And the outcome that has happened is an outcome that has been taken through a constitutional test that has been approved at every point for its veracity and for its respect and fidelity to the Constitution, the laws of Kenya, and even the regulations and statutes that have been put out.
Right. Yes. Thank you very much, Member of Parliament for Dagoretti South. I want to maybe first have a feel of those are leaders, the members of Parliament. I want to go and see if I can talk to some of the Kenyans who have made their way here, just to have a feel of what they can tell us concerning this day. Some of the Kenyans. So those were members of Parliament. But let me head to where we would say Mwananchi